Today's turkey of the day is wannabe reporters. What do I mean by wannabe reporters? We live in an age now where information is so readily available that you really have to. It confuses the consumer. This is why I feel for you guys. If you're not sophisticated in media, which why should you be? It's not your business. It's easy to fall for stuff that hasn't been vetted. Just because someone puts a tweet out doesn't mean it's true. And because there's very few things in life that people are passionate about as much as they are their college sports teams. When there's a coaching search, there exists this lack of information. It kind of creates this black hole vortex that sucks everything into it. And so from that black hole, fans are dying for any piece of information they can get. And they don't know how to vet the information. They don't know if the information's good or the information's bad. But when there exists a black hole, something's going to fill it, right? Something's going to fill that hole, that void where there is no information and give you information, whether that information's good or bad, okay? The problem now is that Twitter, people that don't know how to vet information, can hear something that they absolutely believe to be true, put it out, it can get retweeted tens of thousands of times, and then it gets to message boards, and then it goes on and on and on. No matter if it's true or not. Why are reporters valuable? Because we vet the information for you. When I tweet something, I've looked into it from more than just one person. And that's why you end up with a report that came out of Florida yesterday that's absolutely ridiculous. This guy, Darren Heitner, has been filling this void of the lack of news from the Florida coaching search. And he put out this on Twitter. Sources, Chip verbally agreed to Florida before South Carolina game, and Florida has been vetting dozens of assistant candidates. Chip signed an agreement with Florida on Sunday. Agreement includes window for Chip to back out of the deal. Hence the UCLA talks. Well, no. You don't sign something and then give them an out. You sign it, it's done. I feel bad right now for reporters that cover Florida having to deal with this nonsense. Everybody wants to be an insider. Everybody wants to have the information. They want to be first. They want to have the information. No, that's why there'll always be a need for professional reporters. Even if you don't like them, sometimes they write or say things that you don't agree with. You need pros handling the news business. Because what you've essentially got is that this guy's saying that Chip Kelly has agreed to a non-binding agreement. Well, if it's non-binding, that means it's nothing. It's like me and Paradise talking, say, hey, whoever gets this game, whoever picks the result of this game correctly, the other person's got to run a marathon. And they're like, yeah, we talk about it, but we don't sign anything. It's just we're just two guys talking. That's nothing. That's just a couple of guys talking. Unless you have it in a binding agreement, a legal agreement, it doesn't mean anything. I have Aaron Suttles has okayed a non-binding agreement to jump off the top of the Town Square Media Building this afternoon after his show. Oh, but it's non-binding, so I don't have to do it. It doesn't, you understand what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. If it's non-binding, there is no news. And things get this way and get the craziest during coaching searches, because that brings everybody out of the woodwork, including national media, including bloggers, including wannabe agents. Everybody wants to break the story first. And sometimes they might have a part of the story, but they don't have the whole story, and they don't know how to get the whole story. And so they present half of a story and just throw it out there wildly, and it creates chaos. And it also hinders an athletic department's ability to hire a coach. They got to go on the secret. They got to go take flights and meet in airports and meet in different cities and et cetera, et cetera. It gets wild. It gets and message boards. God love them. Is like the ground zero for this fan craziness of this black hole vortex, because they're paying to be a part of a site, and dadgummit, they want their information. I want my $10 worth this month. Tell me what's going on. Well, sometimes the answer is there is nothing I can report. But doggone it, they're paying their $10 a month. They want their information. And then other posters, well, I know a guy who had lunch with somebody who knows somebody in the athletic department, and they told me this. Okay. Sometimes there really is nothing to report until there is something to report. Does that make sense? Sometimes there's nothing to report until there's something to report. And then afterwards, you can tell the whole story about how it all went down. Because good reporters, they know all these half-truths that are being told. I'll give you an example. Do you know how many tips I get on average a week about Alabama football? A lot. Am I out here reporting wild rumors every week on Alabama football? No. Some of them are true. Some of them require multiple sources. Some of them are absolutely blatantly, patently false. But I have to chase them all down because it's my job. And this isn't some big pat on the back for me, because there are a ton of professional reporters who do this every day. We don't report stuff that we hear from one source, and then we get it wrong a lot. If you report something, you better darn well know it's true. And that's why I say cultivate your Twitter following or people that you trust. You love Alabama sports. You know the reporters that report on Alabama sports. Cultivate that. Look at what they report. See if they're trustworthy. And then when the time comes where you need breaking news, those are the people that you look to. You don't look to some half-baked agent who lives in Fort Lauderdale or wherever who's supposed to be breaking news on this search. You look for the people who cover the program day in and day out. And when they tell you it's true or they tell you something's happening, that's when you buy it. Just a little piece of media consumer advice. It's crazy. Coaching searches are the worst, especially for the people who have to report on it. They are the absolute worst. Hopefully I don't have to cover a coaching search for a long, long, long time.